All right, hey guys, we're out at Sui. I haven't been here in 6 months. To be honest with you, I haven't really been riding too much lately. I've been keeping the trails really mellow, sticking to much more smooth and less demanding terrain because, well, if you guys watched my previous Rocky Peak video, the first one that I did with this DIY 22 or the 32 S2P Master, kind of re-aggravated a back injury, and turned out it was a little bit more serious than I thought it was. My back was really upset, so I took some time off riding some of the more difficult stuff, and I've been sticking to the easier stuff, working on rebuilding up some of that core strength and back strength to try to PT my way out of this back irritation. But I'm feeling a lot better now. We're at the point where I feel comfortable enough to at least give this trail a shot. It's probably the quote-unquote easiest black diamond that I can find. I mean, I guess back further down there is a little easier, but Sui is such a good trail for me. I'm not going to be pushing it too hard. I'm more listening to my body to see whether or not my back tells me, hey, it's too early to be doing this sort of shit. But I did want to get out of the house a little bit, and I do want to give this wheel some more challenging terrain to really give it a test here. So far I have like 120 miles on this wheel right now. So far, the only thing that I can complain about, besides I don't like how narrow the rim is, because the grip kind of isn't that great. I have to run much lower tire pressure in order to get grip. It is really dry right now, so that's one thing to consider. But the only other thing is, hopefully I'm pointing the camera low enough, but the chassis over here in these corners, it gets a little close to the ground sometimes. That's mostly only shows up when you're going up challenging things, but so going uphill, something to be keeping an eye out for. But other than that, it's been a pretty great wheel. The range, obviously not that great. I think you get like 20 to 25 miles, but that's kind of to be expected from a pack that's only 1200 watts. The nice thing is not down on power at all. This thing has been like the RS50s. I gotta say, I hope more EUC manufacturers kind of pick up that high discharge tabless design, or if they can figure out a way to vet out some of the reliability. As far as I'm aware, the RS50s are really great in terms of reliability, but I guess there's been some other reports that they have found otherwise. So let's get this ride started. Again, not really going for any records. Just gonna try to go make my way down this trail and see how we feel. Sui in the summer does tend to be one of the really dry trails, because the side of the hill that it's on kind of faces the sun. So, ooh, pedal strike. That's the wrong way to go. We should try to stick to the high line. Oh yeah, it's really dry and really loose. Ooh, that's new. That's also new. Whoa. Whoa. This is different. Okay. Made it through that, kind of bungled it a little bit. I think my tether is caught in my bell a little bit here. How's this part looking? Sometimes it's really washed out and I gotta be careful, so All right, that wasn't too bad. I am finding that with this wheel, I have to be, because I don't have the same clearance, I have to be more methodical in terms of how I approach features. But the good side of that is that since it's a smaller diameter tire, it's easier to do that. Keep that core engaged. Try not to let the back take too much of the load here, because that is more or less how I aggravated my back injury. So okay, I think they definitely fixed that, because I vaguely recall there was like this part that looked like it was really washed out, and it looks like they already lined it with rocks. So thank you, whoever's working on the trails. Your work is appreciated. I can tell my back is still not, definitely still not 100%. If I go too deep into my compression, or if I hit something a little too hard, I get that little bit of a tingle that starts to show up. So it might still be a little bit on the early side for me to be doing trails that are much harder. I'm not even really trying to go that fast, so oops. Smacked a pedal on a rock over there. Nice. All right, usually I like to take this drop, but for the sake of my back, I'm not going to. Ooh. Okay. Not so bad. That's a little bit worn out. How's the sand traps doing? Yep, a lot of sand there. I remember cranking it through there one time, and I was like almost lost it because the sand was so deep. Okay. Ooh. Definitely on the slippery side. Now the downside to the way that I've adopted a new riding posture to kind of help with my back, but The downside of it is that I kind of crouch down more and I put way more load on my thighs. Now, your thighs are really big muscles, so they can definitely take it, but after a while it gets pretty fatiguing. Whoa. Okay. Yep, we are kind of sideways. Try to dip down here. Good. Okay, this part I have zero confidence in because in the summer it is so dry and the chance of washing out is, whoa, extremely high. Well, okay, made it. I'll take it. Yep. Yes, sir. All right, that is the majority of the trail. Everything else from here is just more of a flow section. I'll get complacent though. It is still quite loose and chunky. I should not be jumping. Ooh. This section is so gravelly. Ooh. I'm pulled towards that rut. Let's not do that. All right, yeah, nice. We made it. I definitely think that's towards the limit of what my back can handle right now. Which is actually pretty encouraging because suicide is pretty chunky. So that's pretty good. So I think I'm not gonna push my luck any more than that. I really want to fully recover my back before I head back to Rocky Peak. Or if I do head to Rocky Peak, it's just going to be like really chill, not trying to do any of the real crazy shit. So I'm happy that I made it through that trail. It was a pretty clean run. I don't actually think I even took a break, so that's very encouraging. As far as how this wheel felt, really nice. I'm really happy with how it's doing. Like I said, I do notice that I have to run much lower tire pressure, which means that my rim is less protected. I was definitely going slower, but it's also drier than it was before. So in terms of suspension, F18 suspension, absolutely wonderful. No complaints there. I haven't had any issues with this wheel so far. Nothing is broken, nothing is bent. I do need to replace one of my rear bumpers on this thing, because it is, no, it's still there, but it's fallen off. So we'll have to see how it does. Probably reprint that when I get home. Other than that, I think that's good for the day. So I'll catch you guys next time.